All right, going live on YouTube. Oh boy. All right, we're now live on YouTube. Now let me hold on. Let me switch over to here. All right, there we go. Let me share this to Facebook real quick. Just share that to Facebook. All right. All right, let's go ahead and back to my back office area. And let's go ahead and start my recording. We'll get started. All right. Start my recording. All right, good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Design Centers and the National Dispatchers Network. And tonight is Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it must be time for our how-to dispatch training. I want to welcome everybody to tonight's training. Sophia Moore is joining us live on the, one of my students is joining me live on the internet here on our Zoom. And we're going to probably have a couple more people that are going to be signing in here in just a little bit. All right, and we do have some people here on YouTube who have joined us too. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen and check with the people on YouTube. As always, we are sponsored by the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers and the National Dispatchers Network. Again, the RBBS Logistics Learning Center is our vocational school located here in Tallahassee, Florida. And it is for freight broker agents and dispatch agents. And we have guaranteed career placement for those students who graduate from our 2-week course that we have here at our vocational school. We're the only training platform in the country that has guaranteed career placement. All of our students who graduate the 2-week course will be offered positions with various bonded freight brokerage firms and state licensed dispatch firms. So no one else offers that. We're the only ones that do. And of course, our National Dispatchers Network, the RBBS National Dispatchers Network, heads up our online training for those individuals who are looking to start their own dispatch firm or their own freight brokerage firm. We have training in the convenience of your home. Our online training platform will train you to earn $100K plus from home dispatching freight and provide the online network tools, resources, and training to ensure your success. And that's what we're doing tonight. This is all part of our online training series that our students get to participate in live here on our Zoom link in our Zoom channel. And so what they get access to is access to more than 100 load boards, access to more than 140,000 hours of operational training videos, access to more than 19 million direct shippers, access to every registered owner operator in the United States, access to live training, access to our logistics library that has every word, phrase, and term ever used in trucking, and they also get access to our network, more than 2,967 industry professionals via our various private Facebook groups and our Clubhouse, our private Clubhouse group on Clubhouse, where they get to talk to each other, help each other understand the industry, network with each other, help each other to make money, and help each other to be successful. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with tonight's training. Let me check my YouTube channel, see who we got, who joined us on YouTube so far this evening. So far we have DaCosta, who says, I want in. Right? DaCosta, if you want in, you're gonna have to join our platform. And let me give you the link right now. Let me go ahead and post this for you so you can join our platform. Let's see here, go back over here to YouTube. And this is for you, DaCosta. Oh, blanked in and blanked out. You can join our platform. And this is the link you go to join our platform here. Give me a second. Why can't I paste this? Hold on. Am I on the right page here? All right, there we go. Oh, hold up. I must be on the, I think I'm on the right page. Welcome to live chat. Okay. I want in. Let me do this. There we go. All right. There's a link right there to become a member of our platform. And then that way you'll get access to all the tools, resources, training, support, and you'll be able to join us live on Zoom whenever we have our live trainings. So there you go, DaCosta. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our live training here tonight. And tonight's training is going to be on the script. I think I'm on the right page. Yeah, there we go. Tonight's training is going to be on the script. Okay. And that's when I'm talking about the script, I'm talking about I'm on these different, I got all these different pages here that's showing up here. Give me a second. I got a whole bunch of different. There we go. I have too many different pages going on. I thought I was on, hold on, what is going on here? Let me look at my pages again. I got a whole bunch of different pages going on. Okay, that's that right there. I got too many windows open for one thing. That's the problem. All right, let's do this. Weekly training. All right, there we go. Now I'm on the right page. All right, so welcome, Michelle. Has just joined us along with Sophie here in the live training. All right, tonight we're going to be going over the script. So for those of you who are in our platform, you can, of course, you can go over here to our tools and resources area. Because last week our training was on locating owner operators. Okay, on how to locate owner operators, where do you go to find the owner operators, to call them up, you know, and all this other stuff. So that was on locating the owner operators. So tonight we're going to be going over the script. We're going to be going over the script. We're going to do some participating. We're going to do some role playing. Hear what's the script. So I hope Sophia and Michelle, they're ready to do some role playing here with the script tonight. This is our back office area that all of our students get access to. Okay, and they're going to come down here, and we have here we have our tools, resources, our agreement forms, and documents. In our tools and resources area, we have a bunch of calculators that we use, and we have. Oh, I'm going to be adding a new calculator to our tools and resources. I am going to be adding the Ascend TMS lookup rates calculator. So in other words, they tell you what the lanes are paying for the loads that you also on the load boards that don't have rates posted. This tool and resource will give you what the lanes are paying for, like if you put in Tampa to Lakeland, Florida, and it's not on, and that's a load that's on the load board, but it's not showing a price because some loads don't have prices on them. Once you call the carrier, well, this will give you. You just type in where the pickup is, where the destination is, right, and then you just click where it says calculate. Down here where it says recalculate or get rates from a SIN, and it would give you. It's going to access and pull up all the posted rates from the last 90 days of loads that ran that exact route, that exact lane from Tampa to Lakeland in a dry van, reefer, or flatbed, whichever one you choose. So if you got a dry van load that you're looking at from Tampa to Lakeland, Florida, and it's not showing and the broker has not posted the rate, you can put that pickup location here, the destination there, and then you get rates, and then it is going to give you the average of the last 90 days of rates that were paid out. Ones that were paid out, it's going to give you the average of those rates. It's going to give you a low, a medium, and a high. That way, when you contact the broker, you know where to start your negotiations at. You want to start up here on the high end, right? And start your negotiations there. So if a broker comes out and says, like on this load, he comes and says, well, that run is only paying $290. Well, you know that the last 90 days rates were ranging between $347 and $599, right? So you can feel confident by saying to the broker, well, based on what that lane is normally pays, my carrier's got to have at least $650. You want to try and hit them on the very, very high, right? You see right there, the very, very high. And then they'll probably try to work their way back down. Now, if he says okay, then good, you're good. If he tries to work his way back down there, you're going to try and land somewhere between here and here, or here and here. The line haul flat rate, you're going to try to land somewhere on that. It also tells you what the fuel surcharge is. You come down here and it tells you, it lays it all out for you. Line haul, fuel surcharge, and all that type of stuff. And if you know, and it gives you the distance and also gives you the route right there. And also gives some other neat stuff and showing you all the other cities that are close by your destination. So if you're looking for a bike haul or something, you know what cities are close to. If you can't get back to where you want to go, you can find something that's close to that destination area. You see what I'm saying? So this would be a good tool for you all to have. And it's part of my SIN TMS. So I'm going to be putting this in the back office along with my SIN TMS login. So you all will be able to get it and see it and that type of stuff. And I'll put the link to this right here, to this Insta rate is what y'all will have. Okay? So that'll be a pretty good new tool that I'm going to be adding. All right. Let's get on to some training here. Dispatcher tools and resources. Let's get some training going here. All right. So tonight we're doing the script. Okay. And those of you who probably know who have looked at our script, and we actually have several scripts here in the back office. We have several scripts. Make sure I'm in the right place. We have several scripts here in the back office. Here's one right here. How much money do you need to move your truck? That's our main script. Okay, that's our main script right there. And we have another script that is for, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. We have another script that is for, give me a second. We have another script that is for, and I'm going to try to go over all the scripts tonight. We have another script that is for the auto haul, the auto dealers. Okay, we have a script for them too, and we have a script for. Hold on here. That's the PDF version of the auto hauler script. We also have a script for the shippers general freight script for shippers. So we have a script for shippers. We have a script for the owner operators. We have a script for the auto dealers, and we have a workflow. Right, that's something else that you need to send to your carrier once they agree to your terms on your dispatch agreement. Okay, and we have of course, your dispatch agreement, your brokers. Oh, we have a broker's we have a broker's contract agreement here in the back office too. That's for brokers. And we also have carrier profile form. That's the form you need to send your carriers when they agree to receive your dispatch agreement. So you're gonna send them the dispatch agreement and the carrier profile form at the same time. And we'll go over that tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but next Thursday, we'll go over the dispatch agreement. Okay. Tonight we're going over the script. Next week, we'll go over the dispatch agreement and the carrier profile form. So let's go ahead and get started with this script. All right, this is where you find the script under agreement forms and documents. You're going to see the truck with the money on the back. How much money do you need to move your truck? Now, this script is written in a way that it's very formal, but that's just to give you a baseline, okay? But what I want you all to do is to take the formal script, and then I want you all to make it your own. Make it where you feel comfortable presenting it. You don't have to quote it word for word. I don't want you all to quote the script word for word because it is a very formal script, and in the way that it was written in some formal language and stuff. So you don't want to use that type of language verbatim when you're calling up carriers, okay? Because you want to feel comfortable. And so I'm going to read to you all what the formal script says, and then I'm gonna give you my rendition of what I feel comfortable with it, presenting to carriers. And then you all have to come up with, you all have to take our formal script and make it your own and come up with, a version of it that you feel comfortable with. Because if you're trying to just learn it verbatim, it's never going to come off as being natural. You all understand what I'm saying? And one thing you want to sound natural when you're talking to people on the phone, okay? Well, even when you're talking to people on the phone, on the person, whatever it can be, you want to sound natural. You want it to flow. So here's how the script reads in its formal content. How much money do you need in order to move your truck? Okay, that's the formal title. My title is how much money you need to move your truck. I don't put in order to. That's the formal title, okay? So here's the formal reading. Greetings, my name is, and I use Charles Mundy, one of my former students here. My name is Charles M., independent dispatcher with the National Dispatchers Network. We have over 200 plus dispatchers all over the country to service your needs. Our network is built by owner-operators for owner-operators, so I understand that every carrier is unique in their load pricing needs. As a dispatcher, I will cater my load search to your pricing requirements. In other words, if you need $2.50 per mile to run a load, if you only want to go so many miles, if you want bike hauls, and if you only want to go in certain parts of the country, I will only look for and contact you with offers based upon your requirements. In addition, I will present at least 3 options to you to choose from. It's that simple. Please include as much details as needed in order for me to provide the best 3 options for you. Now, note, it says note, all this will be provided, assuming we have established a dispatch agreement. I cannot work for you until I have a signed dispatch agreement. If you like the loads I present to you, we can book it. If you don't book it. No forced dispatch. The dispatch agreement is contingent upon whether or not you like the loads being presented to you. Fair enough. They're asking the question, fair enough? Okay, then come down here. My carriers are always in control of all their loads booked, but you can trust me to take all the searching, booking, and paperwork time off your hands so you can relax and run as efficiently as possible. Once you are paid, just pay us 10% as outlined in the dispatch agreement. 90% is yours. Please reply to my work email with the return dispatch agreement at, and then I use his email address, as an example there, phone number, his extension and everything. Then you have some other sometimes that note a carrier is signed on the dispatch agreement with the RBBS. Once the carrier is signed on the dispatch with the RBBS National Dispatch Network, you will begin to receive email blasts of 1,000 or thousands of loads daily to choose from. This can be very advantageous to carriers going forward because you can pick and choose from a host of loads in whatever location you are. Call the RBBS call the RBBS Network Dispatch agent you sign on with, check the availability of a particular load, and book it if it is still available. The RBBS National Dispatch Network is streamlining our platform to better serve the carrier and make things easy in order to make money. Now, that's the official script. That's a lot to say, right? It may be okay to email something like that to someone, just to send out an email, but you're not going to say all of that when you're calling up an owner operator. That's not. No, this is the official script. You're not going to say all that. It's great. It's nice to have that in an email if you're sending out some email blasts, this and that. And some of this stuff is back when we still had a broker's we still had a broker's authority. So we had a whole bunch of loads too, okay, that we were sending out every day. So we had a broker's authority as well. And this script was really written for dispatchers who was working for RBBS Transport LLC. Okay, but you all can use it as independent dispatchers. You're using your own, in your own company. You're just gonna take out the place where you see where it says RBBS or National Dispatchers Network, and you're gonna put your own company name there. Now you can still say that you are a member of the National Dispatchers Network because you are, but it's not gonna say all that. That was the formal script. Okay, so someone posed a question here. Someone says, at work, I have to step off for just a few minutes. I will return. Signing in truck takes a while. Okay, no problem. Okay, so Sophie is, I'm at your work right now. All right, so that was the formal script. Here is how I present the script when I call up an owner operator. Let's see who we got on here. We got Michelle. I think we got Darren. Darren Stevens. Okay, there we go. All right, so Michelle, you're going to be the truck driver. I'm going to call you up. Okay, go ahead and unmute your mic. I'm going to call you up. You're the truck driver. You the owner operator. Now, I'm looking on one of our, truck locators or something like that. And so I'm calling up Michelle. I'm looking on our, our truck locator system. We done found her name and number in one of our systems and stuff, and says that she has a dry van, and says right now she's in Alabama. So I'm calling up. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hi. You don't know me. My name is Calvin Butler, and I am a independent dispatcher with RBBS Transport LLC. And I see here that you have a dry van truck, which is currently in Alabama at a Love's truck stop. And it says that you are empty and you need a load.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Michelle, let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck?
Well, right now, I'm making like $2,200, so I'm not making what I need to make. But
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm kind of new to it.
Okay. So you saying $2,300, but what's the cents per mile you need to move your truck?
Well, I'd like to make at least $3 or more if possible.
Okay, great. Because in my dispatch firm, I only look for freight for my carriers in the amount of money that they want. Also, I only look for loads that's going to the places that they want to go. And I never look for loads that are weighing more than what they have told me that they want.
It's going to cost me a lot of money.
Well, a lot of money, that's relevant. The question is, if you say you need $3 per mile, if I'm charging 20%, but I find your load that's paying $20 per mile, that still works for you, right?
Yeah.
So my fee doesn't really matter. What matters is as long as you're getting what you say you need and what you want. All that matters is you're getting good paying freight, right?
Yeah.
Great. Because the bottom line is this. Whenever you see my number on your call ID, you would know I got the kind of load you want, going to the places you want to go.
Sir, I'm worried about, you hear a lot of things out here from people using these dispatch services. And, I don't want to end up in some nightmare.
So you're worried about making money?
Well, of course.
Okay. Didn't you just tell me you're not making the kind of money you want to make?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm offering you an opportunity to make the kind of money you want to make.
Right. You're right.
Right?
Right.
Now, as I was saying, because here's the thing. Anytime you see my number, you know I got the kind of money you want, because I'm not going to call you unless I got the kind of money you already told me that you want. So you don't have to worry about me calling you trying to get you to run a load that's paying less than what you told me you wanted. Right? So that cuts out all the other stuff, all your worries about nightmare scenarios and dispatchers trying to run you places for less money than what you want and that type of stuff. I also told you that I'm not going to run you anywhere you don't want to go, because you're going to tell me up front what places you don't want to go. And I'm not going to call you with loads telling you, okay, well, I'm sending you up in the mountains. You told me you don't want to go in the mountains. So you don't have to worry about that either. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So other than that, what other worries would you have? Because when you get the call from me, you know you got the kind of money you're going to want. You know you're going to be going to the places that you want to go. And you know you're going to be pulling the type of freight that you want to pull. Right?
Right.
So with that being said, my dispatch fee is only 10%. So where can I send this dispatch agreement to?
Okay. You can send it to New Express.
All right, great. Now I'm also going to send you over a carrier profile form. That form is going to allow you to tell me exactly what you want, the places you don't want to go, and you're going to tell me what type of freight you don't want to pull. If you don't want to pull a freight that weighs a certain weight, over a certain weight, you put that on that profile form. If you don't want to go up in go in the mountains, or there's certain areas you don't want to go into, put that on that profile form, and make sure you put the amount of money in cents per mile that you are gonna have to have in your pocket, not $3 per mile. Then I take 10%. If you say $3 per mile, I'm gonna find you loads that's paying more than $3 a mile. So my 10% come off that. So you still get your $3 per mile. Okay, or more. Okay. All right, cool. I look forward to working with you. I'm gonna shoot this over to you and get that signed as soon as possible. Get it back to me so I can start finding you some high dollar freight.
That sounds like a good idea.
Now, you all see, even though she was throwing stuff at me, if you stick to what's in the script, I didn't go through everything I didn't use everything that was in the script, but I took the gist of the script and used that to formulate my entire conversation with her. No matter what a carrier throws at you, no matter what they say, because this script is designed to strip away their concerns, their inhibitions. It strips away all their excuses for saying no and gives them every reason to say yes. That's all it does. It strips away all their excuses, because that's all they are. Saying no is just they found an excuse to say no. So if you take away their excuses, all that leaves is reasons to say yes. Right? Now, is everybody you're going to call going to agree to sign your dispatch agreement? No. But let me ask you a question. Using this script, the way I just presented it, if you call 50 owner-operators per day, how many of them do you think you can get to sign your dispatch agreement out of every 50 you call? Michelle?
I would hope at least one.
All right. So let's say you got Let's say you didn't get one every 50. Let's say you got one every 100. You call 50 a day. Every 2 days, you got one on the operator, right? So that's cutting it way down. That's cutting it down to where you are just terrible at the script. Okay, you're just terrible at convincing on the operator to sign your dispatch fee. That's a very low closing percentage, right? That's not even, what's that? That's like less than 0.5%. You got, well, that's like 1%, one every 100. That's like 1%, right? That's a 1% closing ratio. The average closing ratio is at least 3 to 5%. But let's just say you get a 1% closing ratio. Okay, just one measly percent. You close one carrier every 2 days. In the course of a week, you're gonna get what? About 3 carriers signed up, right? Right? You're gonna get about 3 carriers signed up. So in your first week, if you call 50 carriers a day, you should sign up a minimum of 3 carriers. So if you got 3 carriers signed up, okay, and we already know that the average load runs about 760, 750 some odd miles. Let's just say 700 miles on the average load. Okay. Now, most drivers can't run more than 600 miles in a driving shift. So it's going to take them a day and a half to run the average load of 700, 750 miles, right? In a 5-day driving period, work period, that's going to give them about 4 loads per week that they can pick up and deliver, average 700 miles. Some loads are less, some loads are more. I like short range load because it gives us a bigger average of running more loads and making more money. But let's just say you stuck with the average, 700 miles. All right, so that's going to leave 4 loads per day. We already know that the average load fee, let's just say it breaks down to $2 per mile. It used to be around $1.70 something, but now post-pandemic or during the pandemic, the rates have gotten considerably better. So let's say the average rate from the cheap freight up to the high freight is around $2 per mile. So if you're looking at $2 per mile, 700 miles, that's what? $1,400 on your load fee, right? So that's $1,400 on your load fee, right? And let's say your percentage is 10%, minus 10%. That's going to give you, your cut is going to be $140, right? Your cut is going to be $140. Right now, let's say you only signed up 3 carriers your first week of calling 50 carriers a day. Okay, that 1% closing average. You signed up 3 carriers, right? Each carrier averages roughly 4 loads per week, right? That's 140 times 4 gives you, I did something wrong. That's 140 times 4 is going to give you $560 per carrier per week. And you got 3 carriers your first week of making those cold calls. That times 3. So going into your second or third week of doing this, if you're hitting those averages, just those right there, you should be somewhere close to about $1,680 a week. And that's just on your first week of calling carriers. Going into your second week, then you're going to start dispatching them, of course. Your first week, you're calling, you're bringing on carriers, then you got a second full week of dispatching for those 3 carriers. So by the time you hit in your second week, you should be looking at about $1,680 a week, just on 3 carriers. Now, what happens if you keep making those phone calls on your second week? Then you got 6 carriers, right? So then you got 6 carriers. So you multiply that times 2, right? You should be closer to $3,300 a week. Then you do the same thing next week. You keep calling carriers, right? Now you got 6 carriers. You call to get 3 more. You got 9 carriers. That's going to be plus another what? $1,680. $5,000 a week. You see how this is working? Now, obviously, especially if you're new, it's going to be hard for you to manage 9 carriers by yourself, dispatching freight for. So I like to do what we call scaling. You want to scale your business at this point. Because when you get 5 carriers and you're dispatching them, and you're averaging them 4 loads a week or whatever, this and that. And I showed you all how to set these carriers up, how to locate and identify short run loads and turn them into dedicated. So ideally, you want to try and get as many of your carriers turned on the dedicated loads as soon as possible. That way, they're just running, right? And you're making money, and you don't have to really dispatch them. But I'm gonna show you how to scale your business in case you're not turning them into dedicated loads. When you get your first 5 carriers, you're going to go ahead and hire yourself a dispatch agent, because you want to grow your business. You don't want to be a one-man operation. You don't even want to start out that way. You want to start off your business. You want to begin scaling your business as soon as possible. Okay? And if you follow these steps, scaling your business will become second nature. It becomes very easy. You hire yourself a dispatch agent, and you pay that dispatch agent 60% of your load fee. In other words, they get 6% of the load fee. You keep 4% of the load fee, right? So if the load fee on average is $1,400, they're getting, out of that 140, they're getting 60% of that, right? So if $140 minus 60%, they're getting 84, and you're getting 56, right? They're getting 84 and you're getting 56. That means that you are making now, if you gave them 5 carriers, right? If you gave them 5 carriers, right? So, and each one of your carriers is running 4 loads per day. So that's 56 times 4. 4 loads per week. I'll take that back. That's 56 times 4. That's 56 times 4. It's going to give you 224. That times what? 5 carriers. It's going to give you $1,120. That's what you're making from those 5 carriers that you have gave to your dispatch agent. So now your income from those 5 carriers is $1,120 per week. Now, what do? You go back out and you get yourself 5 more carriers. But because by that second week you got 9 carriers, you got 4 carriers that's left over, so you just get 1 more carrier and you hire yourself another dispatch agent, right? So for every 5 carriers you get, you can look to average that right there from them. And getting those 5 carriers is just as simple as doing what? 50 calls a day and signing up a carrier every 2 days. 100 calls, sign up 1 carrier. That's just how simple it is. Because the script allows you to have those type of closing averages. Because the script is taking away calls. That's all you're looking for. When I say 100 calls, I'm not talking about the calls you call and you don't get nobody. I'm talking the people you call, you actually get someone and you pitch them, right? So for every 100 calls every 100 pitches you make, you should get at least 1 carrier. And if you're doing that, you're getting at least 3 carriers a week. So in scaling this to that way, that means every 2 weeks you're coming up with 5 carriers, at least 5 carriers every 2 weeks, 6 every 2 weeks. And if that's the case, right, and then you're turning those carriers over to your dispatch agent, you're making $1,120 on carriers that you no longer have to dispatch. Your dispatch agent is doing the work. But you're making $1,120 on each of your 5 set of carriers. And by the time you hit your first month, how many carriers should you have? How many sets of 5 carriers should you have? You should have at least 2 sets of 5 carriers, right? Right? So that's going to give you that times 2 sets of 5 carriers. That's going to give you $2,240 per week. Okay? $2,240 per week. And you're not dispatching those carriers yourself. all you're doing from this point, you're going back out and getting you another 5. Every time you get 5, you're going to turn them over to a dispatch agent. You're going to keep growing and keep growing. And that's how you're going to grow your business. Because your dispatch agents, they're making good money too. Because remember, they got 5 carriers that they're getting 60% of that 140 from, right? So if, like you say, if they getting that 140 and they're getting 60% of that, minus 60%, they're making $84, okay, per load. So that $84 per load, that $84 per load times 4 loads per week, $336 that they're making from each carrier each week. And you gave them 5 carriers, that times 5. So they're making $1,680 from their 5 carriers. You see how that works? Per week. And that times 52 weeks in a year, $87,000. Is that not decent money for a dispatch agent? Come on now, ain't too many people in the country make that kind of money. Dispatch. And these are carriers that they didn't have to go out and get. You got the carriers for them and just turn them over to them. You should be able to keep some happy dispatch agents if they're making that consistently. Now remember, these are on the low averages, and I've shown you all from the low. You all have seen from the load boards how the freight really, how the low prices, the low fees are really paying. On average, we're finding loads that are paying way more than $1,400 per day in loads. Because I train y'all to look for short, run loads, short mileage loads. And short mileage loads, they're paying $500, $600, $700, $800 for 27 miles, 50 miles, 6 miles, less than 100 miles. So if you got those, you can run 3 or 4 of those. You can run at least 3 of them a day. You can connect 3 of them that runs each day. So you're looking at $1,500, on $500 runs, you're looking at $1,500 a day. Not 4 loads per week that's paying $1,400 per load, but you're looking at 5 loads per week that's paying $1,500 every day. Y'all see how that works? And sometimes, and most of the time when y'all are finding that short run freight and you're connecting those short run loads, it's more than $1,500 a day. It's closer to the $1,800 to $2,200 to $2,500 per day. So the script really keeps you grounded, and you don't have to ad lib as much, no matter what's being thrown at you, because she threw a lot at me. She put up some pretty good opposition. She didn't just, oh, I'm gonna lay down and let you roll over me, Calvin. No, she put up some opposition because that's what carriers do. They put up opposition. But no matter what they say, the script always keeps you in character. The script always keeps you focused. The script always keeps you on target. Because the worst thing you can do is to buy into what they're saying and then start trying to ad lib. Right? And that's when, an owner-operator know they got you. When you're trying to start to ad lib. That's why the script is written the way it is. You don't have to follow the script exactly, but you have to use the script to stay on focus, to stay on point. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Okay. Now, let's reverse this. You're going to call me. I'm going to be the owner operator. Michelle, you ready? I don't put you on the spot, but at some point in time, you're gonna have to do this live, with a real owner operator. But at some point in time, you're gonna have to do it. You ready? I see you laughing, but you still muted. You got to get off mute. This is something you got to do. You can't make money without making that phone call. And you eventually gonna have to do it. This is all the way you're gonna make money. This is one of the essential parts of this business. You gotta call and talk to owner operator. Now you can send emails all day long.
Right.
But I'm telling you, nothing beats that actual calling up an owner operator and talking to them live in person. Nothing beats that. Okay. Your closing percentages go way up. Because if you were just sending emails, you can look to close one operator about every 500 to 1,000 emails you send. But when you're actually talking to them, that greatly increases your closing averages of 1 to 3 owner operators per 100 calls you make. Okay? So go ahead and dial me up.
Oh, Lord.
Now,
I'm changing this back to dispatch words.
Now, I'm a flatbed. Okay. And I'm located in Tallahassee, Florida, at the the pilot. And that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, the pilot in Tallahassee, Florida.
Yep. Tallahassee, Florida.
Okay, so this is more of a okay. Let's see.
And don't worry about screwing it up. Everybody screws up the first.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, I'm on the spot,
so
I feel like.
so don't worry about it, because everybody screws up, and I give everybody permission to go ahead and screw up at least your first 5 or 6 phone calls, because you're gonna screw them up anyway. Okay. All right, I'm ready.
I've already forgotten your name. Okay. Well, usually I have it written down, and I have everything in front of me before I get started.
Okay.
So basically, okay.
Well, I got the script up, so if you need to see it, it's right there on the screen.
Okay. All right. So I was like, well, must speak to the owner of, I don't know, what's the name of your company again? Sorry.
I'm RBBS Transport. Just
okay, yeah. Oh, because you're already loaded. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm contacting you regarding a truck that you had up in Tallahassee, Florida.
Okay, and who am I speaking with?
What did you say?
And who am I speaking with? And who is this?
Hi, my name is Michelle with Nubai Express, and I am trying to see if I can be of service to you.
Okay, what type of service do you have, Michelle?
I have a dispatching service.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
So you're a dispatcher.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You work for a company or you own your own company?
I'm an independent dispatcher, actually.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay.
Okay.
So what you got?
Threw me off. I'm on the spot. I do this pretty all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just remember. Remember
to the script.
Yeah. Just remember. Yeah. Just remember the main points of the script. What's the very first thing you need to be asking me?
That's it.
It's right in the big title.
Oh yeah, of course. How many are you under a load? Or are you looking for a load?
Actually, I just dropped the load and I don't have one. So yeah, I actually need a load.
Oh, that's amazing. Let me ask you something. I know that every carrier has their own unique pricing loads, and as a dispatcher, I'll cater my load search to your pricing requirements. So if you need $2.50, $3.05 a mile to run a load, if you only want to go a certain amount of miles, if you want backhaul, if you want to go certain parts of the country, let's see. And I only look for those loads and contact you with offers based upon your requirements.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Now let's get out of character here for a minute.
Yeah, normally I'm a little more.
I mean, you're doing fine, but you always want to lead with the very first thing, Calvin, or if I'm talking to you now, I'm playing you, and then I'm saying that you're me. So I would say, so Calvin, let me ask you a question: how much money do you need to move your truck? That you always lead with that. And here's the reason why you always want to lead with that. You know, after you introduce yourself, my name is Michelle. I own such and such and such. I'm dispatch firm, and I see you are empty in Tallahassee, Florida. Let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? Because that simplifies everything, right? That cuts out all the other stuff you got to talk about. It simplifies everything to get right to the point, and it forces me to answer you.
Right.
It forces me to answer you. So that gives you time to sit back and take a breath. Wait for me to answer. Sit back and take a breath to gather your thoughts and wait for the reply. Because whatever I reply with, your response is gonna be dictated from there. So if you say, so Cal, let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? And no matter what I reply with, well, let's say I reply honestly, and I say, well, to move my truck, I need at least, $3.75 per mile. Okay. And then your response would be what?
I was writing notes. So you need so-and-so cents to move the mile. Like, okay, then, that's perfect. What I will do is I will go over and I will find the loads that are not any lower than your minimum requirement and that are in the areas that you are looking for me to
Okay, because you're really focused on the script, but I want you to, but I want you to focus on what feels natural for you to say. If someone says, "I need $3.25 per mile,"
right?
The easiest and most natural response is always say, "Great."
Great. I mean, right? I said awesome.
Yeah, awesome, great. That's perfect. Because great, because awesome, because that's perfect, because, and then you go into because I only look for the freight that's paying the kind of money that you want to get paid. It's very simple, straightforward, to the point, and you summed up all the stuff that you were, reading. But you remember that is your focus. You want to get them to give you a cents per mile of what they need, and then you follow up with a confirmation on great, because I'm only going to look for freight for the amount of money you tell me you want. You see how asking that question, how much money do you need to move how much money you need to move your truck, leads them to answer you, which leads you to follow up with what you wanted to say anyway. Great, because I only look for freight in the amount of money that you need or that you want. You see what I'm saying? And then you can go into your other stuff, because I only look for freight in the amount of money that you want. I only look for loads that's going to the places you want to go. I only look for freight that's pulling the kind of weight that you want to pull. Because then when you see my number on your call ID, I got the kind of freight you want, going to the places you want to go, paying the kind of money you want to get paid. Now, I just summed up everything that this whole script said in just that little short, little one paragraph dialogue, right? And you want to keep it that way, because if you sum it all up in just a little short dialogue, you don't get nervous by trying to say all this stuff.
And which is funny, because I don't actually say all that.
Exactly. You don't get nervous by trying to say all that stuff. I give you all of this in the formal script, so you can formulate a short dialogue that you feel confident in presenting, and that keeps you on track and keeps you focused on the main thing. How much money do you need to move your truck? You got to find that out. That's number one. You got to find out how much money they want to move their truck. How much money do they need to move their truck? Even if they lie to you and say they're just trying to be, just trying to boast their ego or trying to brag. Well, I don't move my truck for nothing less than $7 per mile. Your response is always going to be the same. Great. Awesome. That's perfect. Because I only look for freight in the amount of money that you want. You have taken away every excuse for them to say no, even if they're lying or even if they're bragging.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Because that's all you want to do. You want to
Mm-hmm.
take away their excuses to say no and give them every reason to say yes. Well, man, I'm gonna say right now, I don't move my flatbed shoot for nothing than $20 per mile. Great. That's awesome. Perfect. Because I only look for freight in the amount of money that you want. You know, I don't care if they say, man, I don't move much over less than $100 a mile. Great. That's perfect. Because I only look for freight in the amount of money that you want. Because they're trying to give you an excuse for saying no, to say no. But you got to take that away from them immediately. You got to take away their weapon. The only weapon they got, you got to take it away from them. Because if you follow up with great, that's awesome, or that's awesome, perfect, you know, because I only look for freight in the amount of money that you say you want. Or I only look for freight, the amount of money that you need to move your truck. What else can they say on that? They just told you what they needed to move their truck. You just told them you're only going to look for that amount of money or higher.
Right.
And then you followed up with, you know, if you tell me you don't want to go up in the mountains, I'm not going to bring you up in the mountains. You tell me you don't want freight that weighs over a certain amount, I'm not going to look for freight that weighs over that amount. So you know, when you see my number on your call ID, you know, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to guess about it. Oh, that's Michelle's number. She must have the kind of freight I want, paying the kind of money I want to get paid, going to the places I want to go. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's all the script is designed to do. You want to keep it, you want to use what's in the script, but you want to formulate some short responses so that you stay confident in what you're saying. You don't stumble. You know, once you get it down, you don't stumble. Now, what I like to do is this. I always tell people this. The biggest part of being successful in this business is learning how to sell. Learning how to sell. And sales is a form of entertainment. In other words, when you get in front of a customer, it's showtime, right? And what do entertainers do all the time? They practice, right? Most of the time they practice in front of a what? A mirror, right? So what I want you all to start doing is on your phone or on your computer, pull up your camera on your computer, your video camera, or your video or your phone, and you practice that script while you're looking at yourself. Because you want to see your facial expressions, your body language. Because when you're talking to someone, if you're talking to them and you like this man, okay, Miss Owner, let me ask you this, how much money you need to move your truck? You know. Now, if you close your eyes and you listen to me, do I sound like I really look? I'm all drenched over and I even really, you know, I pretty much sound like I look. And that's the case with most people. You sound like you look. So you got to practice looking like the way you want to sound. Right? That's what you got to start doing. That's why you want to get in front of a camera so you can see yourself as you're pitching that pitch. So when you say, Miss Honorable, let me ask you a question. I see here that you are in such and such place and you have a dry van and it's empty right now. Yeah, how did you know that? Well, because I see, because you post your stuff on Truckers Path or wherever it is, I'm finding that, and it's showing that you have an empty trailer. But let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? You see my body language and the emphasis I'm putting on stuff, because my body language is reflecting that, and in doing so, it's vice versa. If my body language is reflecting that upbeat posture, that upbeat kind of nature, my voice is going to sound that way. So on the other end of that phone, he is picturing someone who is confident. He is picturing someone who is upbeat. He is picturing someone who knows that they can find him some good paying freight. Okay? And I want you all to practice that in front of that camera and go back and play it back. And you'll be surprised at how you look. You probably say, "Ooh, I really look like that when I say that." Then you're going to be really focusing on, okay, this is how I want to look when I'm saying it. And you'll get to the point to where it becomes just second nature. Like when I get on the phone, even when I get on the phone with people who call me up and ask me about the platform, my wife tells me this all the time. Boy, you be looking like you just be into it when you be talking to people on the phone. Because people call me up and say, hey, Mr. Bill, I've been watching you on YouTube and everything. Oh, really? Yeah. Look, man, tell me about, on your platform. Man, look, let me tell you. Here at the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers, okay, our platform is a training, networking, and tools and resources platform. Because unlike other platforms, we don't just give you just a class or a course. We're a lot more than that. We actually provide you with tools and resources that save you money. On average, we save the average dispatch firm owner $400 to $600 per month. Because when you join our platform, you're going to get access to more than 100 load boards. So you don't have to pay for load boards. You're going to get access to more than 19 million plus shippers. So you don't have to pay for any type of shippers list. You're going to get access to every owner-operator registered in the country. So you can call them up and hit them with a pitch that we provide you a script for. So we give you a script on what to say to the owner-operator to get them to sign the dispatch agreement that we provide for you as a sample copy. We're also going to get access to more than 140,000 hours of operational training videos because we've been recording these things since 2016. And you're going to have access to all of that stuff. You're also going to get access to our logistics library that has every word, phrase, and term ever used in trucking. So that way you don't sound like you don't know what you're talking about when you're talking to owner-operators. We're also going to plug you into our live training. Every Thursday night, we have dispatch training. Every Saturday morning, we have freight broker training. And every Monday, we have franchise training. We're also going to plug you into our network of more than 2,967 industry professionals. These are all freight brokers, owners, dispatch firm owners, owner-operators, shippers, distribution plant managers, third-party logistics firm. Y'all all come together on our various private Facebook groups and our Clubhouse private meeting group. We all get to talk to each other, help each other understand the industry and our system, help each other to make money. You network with each other because you're going to learn just as much from each other as you learn from me. Now you get all of this plus a whole lot more: tools, resources, training, support to help you run your dispatch firm and help you to become successful. And we have several enrollment options. They're not going to the enrollment options. You see, it's that excitement. It's that same type of excitement you got to have when you're talking to an owner-operator. It's owner-operator. Let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? Well, shoot. I don't move my truck for less than $5 a mile. Good. Great. Because I only look for freight that's paying the kind of money that you want to get paid. So if you tell me you want freight that's paying $5 a mile, I'm not going to look for freight that's paying $4 a mile. I'm not going to call you a freight that's paying $4.50 a mile. I'm going to call you a freight that's paying $5 a mile or more. Preferably $6, $7, $8, $9 per mile. If you tell me you don't want to go in the mountains, I'm not going to call you trying to run you up in Colorado and Washington State. No. I'm going to keep you on the bottom half of the United States. Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, those places. If you tell me you don't want to pull more than 40,000 pounds, ain't no way I'm going to call you with some freight that's weighing 60,000 pounds because you don't want to pull that kind of weight. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call you with freight that's weighing no more than 40,000 pounds. Because when you see my number on your call ID, you ain't even got to guess about it. I got the kind of freight you want, going to the places you want to go, paying the kind of money you want to get paid. Where can I send my dispatch agreement to? See, that's the pitch. That's the pitch. Ain't no reason to say no. And you can't tell me if you get to the point to where you can pitch that like that and just say it off the top of your head like that without even having to think about it. No matter what they say to you, you sling back around to ask them that same question again. What can I send my dispatch agreement to? No matter what they say to you. Well, I done had some problems with dispatch before. I normally don't use dispatch. Sure, I understand. But if your dispatcher you were dealing with before found you only the freight that you was looking for and the kind of money that you was getting paid, you still be with them, right? Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Where can I send my dispatch agreement to? Sling right back around. You sling right back around on that close. You come right back to the close. You handle the objection within the script. Everything you need is in the script to handle whatever objection they have. Whatever objection they have is in the script. Yes, Sophie, question.
Yes, I do have a question about what you were saying about when you have more than one carrier. And so far, I have 12 that's waiting for me to get started to book them loads.
Look at this.
If that's too many, should I just find somebody else to
Do you think you can handle 12 by yourself?
I mean, I was gonna do it, you know, in stages, but I have 12 ready to go.
I hear you. Look, Sophie, when did you start?
Last week of December.
Last week of December. She's got 12 carriers ready to go. Y'all hear that? And she ain't playing.
Here for it.
she ain't playing. Look,
Here for it.
look. Right now, she is in position to potentially do about what, Darren? Almost 10 grand a week.
That's roughly
those 8, 9, 10 grand a week. That's
yeah.
That's the potential you have with 12 carries. And I'm talking about that's if you dispatch all of them yourself, you'll cut. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know too many people who can handle more than 5 or 6 carries by themselves.
You won't be able to do it.
My question was because I guess I'm sitting on the golden goose right now because I work at a truck gate.
Well, see, there you go.
Owner operators come through here and I give them my own particular spiel and it works. And you know, they say just whenever you ready, you know, let us know. And you know, we willing to work with you. At least get you started. If we can't work with you, we'll pass you on to somebody else. So what do I do with that?
Look. They're still working with you because they're working with your firm. It's your company, right? Whether you're handing them off to somebody else, they're still working with your firm. So here is what I would do. I would dispatch them myself for at least a couple of weeks. Okay? Get them and like I show y'all how to locate those dedicators. Do your best to set them up on dedicated runs to identify and create dedicators. Okay, they're not hard to find. If you watch the thing that I did this morning, I said I had reason why I was late doing the broadcast this morning because I didn't do the broadcast until about close to 7 o'clock. Because I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. I actually got up about 3:45 this morning, took me a shower, whatever. Got me some coffee. Then I started calling my carriers who are not assigned to interns and who don't have dedicated. Had about 14 carriers that I need to call this morning and try and find them freight, me personally. All right. But what I ran into this morning, and it was a great morning, out of the 14 carriers, 7 of them were here in Florida. Right. I think I had about 4 were in Texas. No. 5 were in Texas. I think 2 was in Pennsylvania. Right? Out of the 14 carriers, when I was looking for them freight, I found loads in the area that they was in, or close to the area that they was in, that were dedicated. For 12 of them. And when I say dedicated, I mean I was finding like a load, then go to find them another load that they can run, because it was all short run load. And then I found some more dedicated on the second batch of load. Then I found a third load that ran them back to where they wanted to be at. And I found another batch of dedicated that ran them back. And I couldn't believe how it was all just falling into place like that. So this morning, I wound up putting 12 owner operators on dedicated runs from dry van. One was a flatbed, most of them were dry van. All the ones that was in Florida, all 7 of them was in Florida, and they were dry vans. Pennsylvania, 2 of them were flatbeds, and I had a few reefers. But I found 12 of those carriers. I found them either 2 run dedicators out and back, or 3-run dedicated, and I found one that was a 4-run dedicated. But they're gonna make, and that was here in Florida. It was all short trips. 4 runs in one day. They'll be done by 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, back home at the end of the day, every day, 5 days a week, off every weekend. Every last one of them running 5 days a week, off every weekend. And the lowest amount of money that I was able to get on the lowest one was paying a carrier $468,000 a year when you total it all up about a year. The highest one was $780,000, and that was not a reefer. That was a dry van. On the highest one I found was a dry van, $779,000 on a dry van in Florida. That was the one that was running 4 loads. I put them on a 4-load dedicated. All 4 loads were dedicated, running 5 days a week. I mean, it was crazy here in Florida. And I was finding those loads. It was all around Miami to Arbondale to Hialeah to Tampa. No, Hialeah to Lakeshore or somewhere, Lakeland or somewhere. Lakeland back down to Tampa, and then anyway back to Arbondale. It was 4 of them, and when I totaled them all up, that driver is now going to be making this over $779,000 for the year. And on that one alone, I increased my personal revenue by almost $77,000 per year on that one alone. All of them totaled together, I increased my company's total revenue. My company's total revenue now increased for 2022. Is set for 2022 to earn an additional $806,000 a year for my company. Now I pay myself differently. I don't claim all that revenue as mine. I pay myself a salary, okay? Because I have an S corp. The way I'm set up as an S corp, where I have corporate revenue and I have my personal income, okay? Because my corporate revenue has corporate taxes. I get corporate tax breaks, corporate tax incentives, corporate tax credit, corporate deductions. My personal income, I pay myself on 1099. So I get to take advantage of about 450, 460 some odd deductions, right? So I don't pay nearly as much tax as someone who makes, let's say, $35,000. Matter of fact, last year, I got a tax refund for $1,800 in 2020. And I made over $200,000 in my personal income. And I got a tax refund for $1,800. Because my corporate tax is one thing, my personal tax is something else. I have 2 tax returns that I do every year. I do my corporate tax returns and I do my personal income tax return because I'm an employee of my own company. Okay, so that's how I'm set up. So I increased my personal income for 2022. So in other words, I gave myself a raise for 2022, but I'm going to make an additional $170,000 in 2022. And that was done before 7 a.m. this morning. If y'all get a chance, go and watch the 2 videos that I did this morning. I mean, I had such a great morning, I had to make 2 videos. I did the load board report, and then I did a video on showing you all how I found the loads this morning and why I was late, and how I found the loads for 12 carriers and turned them into dedicated. Okay. And the script allows you to do this type of stuff. If you do the script, you're going to be able to get care. Like I say, she's in the ideal situation. She works at a truck stop, right?
Yeah, at a truck gate.
She works at a truck gate. So she's conversating with owner operators every day, all day. So it's natural for her to talk to them in a manner that's conversational. That's what I want you all to do with the script. Get it to the point to where it's conversational. I mean, she's brand spanking new, and she already has 12 owner operators set and ready for her to start dispatching. All she's got to do is pull the trigger. You know, I mean, seriously, she just has to pull the trigger. Now, she does have a problem, but it's a nice problem to have. Can she manage all 12 of them by herself? That's a nice problem to have. I would start off dispatching them. I would at least try to dispatch them for the first 2 weeks so that they get familiar with how your company runs, okay, and how you dispatch. Once you you may want to schedule a private consultation so we can go over getting you some type of fast start, putting you on some type of fast start, do a private consultation so I can get you on a fast start. So I can go ahead and like fast start and show you how to do your invoicing and how to set up with Square and how to how to set all that. That comes later on in the training, but I need to go ahead and get you some type of fast start personal training so that you can kind of go ahead and light that match while while that wood is hot and dry. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to let that wood sit out there and get wet. You want to light it while it's hot and dry. Okay, so I need to get you on some type of fast start so you can go ahead and start taking advantage of your situation, because you're in an ideal situation to make a ton of money. A ton of money. Okay. Now, the question is, how are you going to manage, your good fortune? And I always
share with somebody else.
Yeah, and I always tell people, don't get greedy. Don't get greedy, because if you get greedy, you're going to wind up losing clientele. Don't be afraid to give someone else a portion of your business in order to grow your business. Does everybody understand what I just said?
Yes, sir.
Because you can't.
All I need,
Go
all
ahead.
I need is the people that be on with you, especially new people just like me that would need somebody. I'll do the talking and do the sending, if I had that information.
Okay. Well, I mean, because remember, the people who are on with me, the people who are in our platform, they're trying to start their own dispatch firm too. All right. Those wouldn't be the ideal people to go to and say, hey, you want to come work for me? Because these are people who, I mean, they pay for the same type of training you're paying for because they want to start their own dispatch firm. Okay.
No, I mean, like if I had that information, because I can't, tote all these fish by myself that come through the day.
So what you're saying is you're willing to partner up with some people.
Yes.
All right, cool. Then there you go. Now, for those of you out there who are just starting like her and you want to get your feet wet and partner up with her, you can do that. I encourage, my students to do that. Partner up, and do it that way. Now, it's kind of like co-dispatching. A lot of people hear this term co-brokering, but this is kind of like co-dispatching, right? So, but there's a fine line between partnering and working for somebody. Because look, they're your clientele, right, Sophie? They're your clientele. And I'm not saying that somebody within our platform would do this, but be careful when you're partnering up with people, because people will try. Humans are human. And not all humans have good intentions. Okay? They may see something and say, oh, that carrier runs good. Oh, I can get them and put them on some billion. I had them, I can get the whole 10% myself. This is that. They may try to lure them away from you. That's why I say you want to hire people. Because when you hire people, you have a contract in place when you hire them. You have certain rules that they have to follow and guidelines they have to follow. There isn't anything different from hiring someone and partnering someone when you get down to the bottom line. But the bottom line is what? You got someone else who is going to be helping your clients to make money. And you're going to be splitting that revenue with them. What's the difference between a partner and an employee? The difference between a partner and an employee is the employee you have more control of. That's the only difference. The employee, you have more control of. A partner, you have no real legal ramification if they decide to steal your client. An employee, you have more control of it because you can always fire that employee, right? You can always file, grievances and claims and stuff because that's your clientele. The contract is with you. The client's contract is with your dispatch firm. So if you start partnering with people, right, and that's a fine line because you're both business owners. You both have that, alpha mentality. You both have that. So you see what I'm saying? That's not always a great thing in this type of business when you're partnering with other alphas or other people who want to start their own thing.
Hey, Mr.
Okay.
Butler.
Yeah.
I was thinking of it like how the lawyers do if I was a personal injury lawyer, but this person come to me and they need a criminal lawyer, that's when I come on over to you and see. That's what I was thinking about it like that.
Okay. So what type of
my drivers or my co-people, it's that I'm passing your business card along because
okay, I got
do
you.
it all myself.
I got you. But why don't you do that and not hire your own dispatch agents and keep that business in-house? I understand what you're saying, but as an instructor and as a coach and as a mentor, my job is to look out for your best interests. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I mean, you can either take my advice or don't take my advice. I'm not your boss. Nobody works.
Good advice.
Yeah,
I'm nobody out here. What's going on with me over here? It's just
Look, nobody works for me. But here's all I'm saying. We need to do a private consultation. That's what we need to do. We need to schedule a private consultation so I can sit down with you and show you some stuff that'll get you fast track and show you how you can. Because you can go to Indeed and you have so many people in your email looking for a dispatch position. So I can show you how to word it, where you're going to word it to the fact that you have a book of business for them already. When you hire a dispatcher, you're going to give them a book of business, right? You're going to give them a book of business, this and that. Now, if they need training, you can upgrade to a corporate enrollment if you want to, right? That way, because you have the clientele that will allow you to be able to upgrade to corporate enrollment, and you have the personnel that you need to get trained. So if you want them to get the same type of training that you get, that's why we have our corporate enrollments. So you have that option too. Or if you want to try and train them yourself, but our corporate enrollment is set up so that when you get to a point where you got more carriers you can handle by yourself, and you hire a dispatch agent, as you hire a dispatch agent, you put them on your corporate enrollment, and then we train them for you. So you know that they're being trained properly on how to find your carrier's freight. Okay? And then you just, every 5 carriers you bring in, you hire 1 dispatch agent. That's my suggestion. Okay? That's how I scale. Now, there's some other stuff you can do, but you got to make sure your business is set up properly. Okay? You got to have business credit. You got to make sure you set up properly. You got to have a presence online, and all this other type of stuff. You got to have, like some type of references, like with Indeed or some of the career monitoring sites. Like if you look up RBBS Transport LLC through Indeed, you'll see that we have a presence online. If you go to Google and you look up RBBS Transport LLC, not the RBBS Logistics Learning Center, I'm talking about my dispatch firm. If you look up RBBS Transport LLC reviews, see right here, we have a presence online. We're on with Indeed, UShip, Facebook reviews, Glassdoor reviews. You know, we got reviews all over the place. If you go to our Indeed, which is like the #1 career monitoring site on the planet right now, if you go to Indeed, you have one bad review and you have some great reviews. I can tell you who the bad review is from. That's from one of our competitors. That was done early on when we was when there was this guy who was trying to do. He basically tried to, lack of a better word, he modeled his dispatch firm after hours or his brokerage firm back when, because this is when we were brokers. He had his brokerage firm, but he tried to emulate what we were doing, but it wasn't working for him as well as it was working for us. And so he got pissed off, and you know, and I had a conversation with the guy. I said, look, you know, instead of trying to do exactly what we do, come up with your own unique style or unique program and do it that way. And he just set out to try and, you know, he went on Indeed and pasted a bad review, because we got some great reviews, five stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, and then we got one review, one bad. You see that? I mean, you can look at. I mean, even this one review is they've kind of blanked it out. But let me see if I can pull up here, because you got to log in. Continue. Let me log in, and then it'll show the reviews. Confirm. All right. All right. See, now it's showing the review. So let's go look here. You got some great reviews. You got, you know, productive family time, working at your own pace. Indeed review, the most useful review selected by Indeed. Productivity is never an accident. It's always the result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort. My goal is no longer to get more done, but rather to have less to do. And that's exactly what RBBS Transport LLC allows me to do. Okay. 9 people like that review. You know, 1 said no. You can see who the 1 no is. RBBS LLC, best move ever. And this is that first review was from a former employee, freight agent who was here in Tallahassee, Florida, back when we were a brokerage firm. The second one was from someone who was out of Jersey City in New Jersey back in 2019. One of our dispatch managers. Wish I had joined this company years ago. A lot of companies make grand claims and promises, but RBBS delivered, got everything I was promised. Can't see myself working with any other company in any other industry. Customer service and back office support is second to none. The CEO himself even finds the time to consult with me. Who does that nowadays? Okay, so and those of you who know me, y'all know that's what I do. Okay, someone that says most money I've ever made. One of our dispatchers out of San Antonio, Texas. That was also in 2019. Close to $185,000 in 2018. That's all I need to say about this company and the opportunity afforded to me. They make the process so plain and clear. Everyone is so eager to help. Love the support I get, and being able to work remotely and with independence is everything. Okay. Then you got another one says a cut above the rest. Miami, Florida. I don't know why this blurred out, but that one is blurred out. But you know, review your company to see all the reviews. Review your company. So click that. Please help us answer. Okay, I gotta do some survey, you know, to see all of my reviews. But let me go to the one bad review. Now, shoot, it was showing it. They even block out the one bad review. Come on, man. I want to show y'all what the guy said on the bad review. And when you see it, you would know that this is a competitor. I mean, it's crazy. I can't, oh man. I wanted to show y'all that bad review, but it's blurring it out. I'm gonna have to write a review, or I'm gonna have to do a survey in order to be able to pull up all the reviews. But you all get the picture. Scam company, trading is poor, full of false promises. That was our one bad review. And when you read it, you know, oh, that's got to be from a competitor. I mean, it is so bad till it's ridiculously funny. But they have that. Then they have when you can look at the salaries that people were making with us back then, because the way they and how much does RBBS Transport LLC in the United States pay? See, RBBS Transport LLC salaries collected directly from employees and jobs on Indeed. So Indeed contacts companies' employees randomly. And they send them something out and they have them to submit their their answers to a survey or whatever this and that. I didn't even know that I didn't even know that they had did this back then. It was someone called me and said, "Hey man, you got some great reviews online." I go, "We got reviews?" They said, "Yeah." So I had to look it up, right? And so this is what Indeed does. They'll contact people who have worked for certain companies in different industries, and they just get random surveys. They send out random surveys, and people fill out this stuff on how they're getting paid and what they're making this and that. But anyway, it says see the salaries collected directly from employees and jobs on Indeed. Salary information comes from 4 data points collected directly from employees, users, and past and present job advertisements on Indeed in the past 36 months. Please note that all salary figures are approximate and based on third-party submissions to Indeed. These figures are given to Indeed users for the purpose of generalized comparison only. Minimum wage may differ by jurisdiction, and you should consult the employer for actual salary figures. All right. So here is what they pull up as far as salaries. No. Where are they? Oh, shoot. I think they're blacking it out again. You got to be able to. Cause they had 4 of them that was posted, but I got to fill out this thing, in order to see it. One of you all can probably go in and pull it up, and you'll see it on there. It's giving the reviews right here. There's some of the reviews. I was trying to find the salaries. Oh shoot, it won't. I'm hoping that it will be able to pull up the salaries. Oh. Popular job title. Okay, let's do job title. Let's say, here we go right here. Customer service representative. Okay. Yeah. All right. Here's one of our customer service representatives. Remember, we were set up to where we had sales. We didn't have just freight broker agents. As you all know, we had sales agents and we had account the booking agents. So it was split between 2 different types of positions. Average salary $11,255 per month. Does this salary seem accurate? I'm gonna say yeah. Okay. Salary estimated from 1 employee, user, or past and present job advertisement on Indeed on the past 36 months. Compare. Okay. Then they have the review, pros and cons. Browse all RBBS salaries. Here's one. How much does the customer service representative make at RBBS Transport LLC in the United States? Average RBBS LLC customer service representative monthly pay in the United States is approximately $11,255, which is 297% above the national average. And if you all see how we were set up, you'll see why that is. Darren, you remember how we were set up when we were doing the executive sales agent position?
For dispatch?
No, back when we were brokers. All they did was went out and secured their accounts with the shippers.
No, I don't remember.
All right.
No, I don't remember.
Y'all have to go back and watch my video on one of my broker videos that I did where I show y'all how to set up your brokerage firm and what's the best way to set it up. Because the way we were set up, our sales executive agents were paid 7.25% of all the business from the loads that were booked from their accounts. And their only job was to contact shippers and secure the accounts. So if they secured an account from a shipper that had, let's say, 1,000 loads that were being sent over to us every day, then we took those 1,000 loads and we put them and we passed them down to our booking agents. The booking agents were the ones who went out and contracted with owner operators to run our loads. So the sales executive got paid 7.25% of all the loads that were booked from their account by the booking agents. You see what I'm saying? So if the booking agents, let's say they only book 25% of those 1,000 loads per week, right? And the average load fee was paying, and our percentage, our margin was, let's say, was 33%. They had a 33% margin, which means if the load fees were averaging, I got to go to the calculator again, which means that if the load fees were averaging, let's say the average load fee was $2,000. Okay. The average load, oh shoot, come on. Let's say the average load fee was $2,000. Let me move this out the way. Come on. It don't want to cooperate. All right. The average load fee was $2,000. Let's say it was $2,000. And we had a 33% margin on top of that. Because this is how you make money as a broker. This is how you're supposed to make money as a broker. Plus 33%. Let's say our margin that we negotiated was $660. Okay, that's our margin. Okay, out of that $660, if that load got booked, that was, now let's say we had a shipper that we had 1,000 loads from every morning. And let's say out of that 1,000 loads, our booking agents, the guys who contacting the owner operators to run our loads, let's say they was booking 25% of those 1,000 loads per day. So that's what, 250 loads booked, right? Right? Is it 25% of 1,000, 250 loads? Yeah, okay. 25% of 1,000, 250 loads. All right, so that's 250 loads that they was booking. But let's say not per day, let's say they booked that per week. Out of those 1,000 loads that we got every day, they booked 25% of them per week. So let's say 250 loads per week. So if they was averaging that, that's 660 times, and that's our 660 was our margin, because our margin was 33% on $2,000 load fee. That would be 660. So 660 is was our cut, right? And they booked 250 of those per week times 250. That's $165,000 per week that our brokerage firm was doing. Now we had to pay people out of that. Now, because all those loads came from the same shipper, the sales agent who secured that shipper's contract got 7.25% of that. You see what we're saying? So that minus 7.25%. Now y'all see where that $11,000 some odd dollars was coming from. You see how they got paid. And we was only giving up 7.25% of our cut. Not like other brokerage firms that were giving up what? 30%, 40%, whatever it is. But our people were making more money. Why? Because they were getting paid on the contract, not just on the load that they booked. Because other brokerage firms, one person had to secure the contract with the shippers, book the loads, and do all the work. We had two people. One person secures the contract, the other person books the loads. The person who secured the contract because they secured that contract, they got paid 7.25% of every load that was booked from their contract. Nobody else was doing that. Nobody else had thought to set up their brokerage firm like that. And the booking agents, they were getting 50% of the loads when they booked the loads of the fee. So that means we were only giving up on each load 57.25% total. Where most brokerage firms were giving up 70%, 65 to 70% of their revenue, we was only giving up 57.25%. But our people were making more money because we paid them residuals on the contract. You see what I'm saying? That's how they make more money. Because we had two separate employee types. And when other companies had one person doing all the work, we had two people doing the same work, doing one half, the other doing the other half, but the one on this half was getting paid 7.25% of everything they got booked from their contract, and they never had to book in the load. They just go out and secure the contract. So our sales agent, if they secured one shipper and 25% of the loads that they got booked from that shipper's load, they get paid for doing a job one time, secure the contract. So they get paid residual, that right there, for doing the job just one time. Y'all see how that worked? That's why when we came on the scene, we were extremely successful. Extremely successful. We had two financial bankers, a law firm, and a sports management firm. They had both invested $266,000 each. So we had, our financials were in place. We had great backers, great investors. The way we were set up, we were paying great money. We got to the point where we had 79 branches scattered across the United States. We call them branches, but they were basically just people who were working for us in different locations. And they was working out of their homes. But we got to classify them as branches because we were a brokerage firm and they all worked for our brokerage firm. So, but I did one of my broker trainings lays out how you're supposed to set this up. It lays it out for you. And if you go back and watch, the broker's hour videos, if you go to YouTube and you pull up the broker's hour and you pull up all those broker videos, because broker training is much different from dispatch training, much different, as you all can see. But anyway, tonight's training was on the script, okay, and some of the stuff, but and how we got to this is she was saying, should she hire people or should she try to do this on her own? Okay. And I was saying that I need to do a private consultation with her to kind of get her fast started and show her all the things she needs to have in place. And if she's going to, try and do this on her own, that's going to be kind of hard. And if she's going to if she's going to pass her clients off to somebody else, I wouldn't necessarily do that because you could be shooting yourself in the foot by passing your clients off to someone else. These are your clients. These are people who you have built a relationship with. They know you. They trust you already. You want to keep them within your clientele. You want to keep them within your firm. So in my opinion, I think you should go the route of hiring dispatch agents and then, let them dispatch them. You dispatch them for at least a couple of weeks so they get kind of used to how you do it or whatever it's meant, or you find them some dedicateds and you set them up on dedicateds, and then you turn them over to a dispatch agent and let them manage them, and you collect your 40% and just keep doing that and keep doing what you do best, build relationship. Because obviously you're great at building relationships. Obviously, you're great at building relationships. So just like you got them 12 and you only been doing this since late December, by March, if you keep this up, by March, you have 60, 70 owner operators ready to, be dispatched by your firm. And if you're doing that, you'll be, $500,000 a year, no problem, real fast. Because you are great at building relationships. So why not play to your advantages, play to your strength. Your strength is building relationship. So you build a relationship, and then you hire yourself dispatch agents to manage the people who you have built relationship with. And that's just as simple as that. Let me check in with my YouTube people real quick because I hadn't checked in with them in a minute. Check in with my YouTube people, see what they got going on. We got some people over here on YouTube that says we cannot see the screen. Can y'all see my screen? I'm not sharing. Can y'all see my screen?
See you.
Okay. I don't know who said that, but you should be able to see my screen. Good evening, Calvin. We cannot see your screen. Great class. Yeah, Michael Conway. All right, look. The Costa says he went in. The Costa, I hope you went ahead and signed up, because if you want in, you know, come on and get in. Okay. But we went over the script. Does everybody understand the purpose of the script now? You have a clear understanding the purpose of the script and how you should use it to develop your own style, but keep it short but on point. Delia says yes, she understands the script on YouTube. Great, because the script is going to keep you on focus. The script is going to keep you in line of where you're trying to get to. Okay, if you just use the script as a focal point, as a focusing point, you'll never get caught off guard, because I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. That script is going to take away all their excuses for saying no. It's going to give them every reason to say yes. Okay, and if you're making those phone calls, 50 a day, you're going to sign up at least one person. You're gonna. I mean, come on. If you get to where you can pitch that script the way I pitch it, I mean, you should be signing up 5 people off every 50 phone calls you make. Really, you really should. But you would definitely be able to get one for every 50. And ain't nowhere in the world you shouldn't be able to call 100 people and not get one person signed up. If you're using that script the way I just pitched it to you and outline how you should use it, and no matter what they're saying, you use the script to handle the objection, and then get right back to the close. What can I say you dispatch agreement to? Just get right back to the close. Well, I don't know. I've heard so many nightmares about dispatchers, and I really don't trust dispatchers. Sure, I understand. Let me ask you a question. I always go to that. I understand. Let me ask you a question. Because then it prepares them to get ready to answer the question, and it gives me time to think about what I want to say. And I'm staying with the script. I'm staying within the script. I understand. Let me ask you a question. The concerns you have heard about dispatchers, right? If you had a dispatcher that only found freight that you was looking for, that only found freight that was paying what you asked for and more, that only found freight that's going to the place that you want to go, would that alleviate your concerns about that dispatcher? Yes. Great, because that's what I do. What can I send your dispatch agreement to? I mean, handle the objection within the script. Because the script says what? We all look for freight, paying the kind of money you want to get paid, going to the place you want to go, right? Rather than giving the kind of loads that you want to. So stay within the script. If you stay within the script, you cannot go wrong. I don't care what objection they have, you can handle it within the script. And as soon as you handle the objection, go right back to the close. What can I say your dispatch agreement to? All you're looking for is say, okay, I'll give you a shot. You can send it over to, and you in there. You in there. Then all you got to do from there is just prove yourself. And with all the tools and resources, everything that we give you all, that's not hard to do. Now is it? With the tools and resources and the training that we give y'all, the load board report that you all have access to every morning, and we're showing y'all how to work those load boards. We're showing you how to identify and create dedicated lanes. We're showing y'all that. We're showing you how to identify the highest paying loads. We're showing y'all all that stuff. There's no way you cannot prove yourself if you do the work. Just do the work. We do the work, the money will come. Each and every time. Look, Sophia, I am so proud of you right now. I really am. You're in a situation right now, like I said, you got 12 owner operators lined up and ready to go. So you are clearly a relationship builder. You clearly have a knack for this, because the biggest part of this is building that relationship. And you got that down pat. You've already proven that. You just need to fine tune on the other stuff. Knowing how to do your reading your rate cons and load acquisitions, how to work the load boards, and how to create your invoices. Once you get all that stuff down, there is no stopping you. Okay, so we need to come up with give me a call tomorrow when you get a chance, and we'll work on scheduling you for a private consultation next week so I can get you fast started. So I can kind of, fast start some of your training so you can take advantage of this hot market you already have. Okay, because I don't want you to lose that. I don't want you to give it to somebody else. Okay, before you go that option, let me work with you to see if we can make this to where you can keep those 12 carriers, those 12 owner operators in your house. Okay, let's do that first. Okay. All right. Any questions? Any questions? All right. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's training. I hope y'all got a lot out of it on the pitch. That was the nice training, was on the pitch. Next week, we're going to be going the dispatch agreement, because once you get them to agree to the pitch, we're going to go over the dispatch agreement, and we're going to go over the carrier profile form. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing next week. Carrier profile form and the dispatch agreement. That's what you're going to send to the carriers after you get them to agree. After you give them the pitch, they say, okay, I like what you're talking about, Michelle. Let's give you a shot. I like that. Find me the freight, the amount of money that I want. I like that. Send me the places that I want to go. I like that. Give me kind of freight that I want. I like that. So then you got to do what? You got to send them that profile form. You got to send them the dispatch agreement. So that's what we're going to go over next week. Profile form, dispatch agreement. We're taking the steps. We're following the 6 steps to how to dispatch series, and we're going to be on step number 3 next week, which will be dispatch agreement and profile form. Look, everybody, I appreciate you all joining me, sitting in on these training sessions. Our YouTube people who follow me, I thank you all. I appreciate y'all. Our students who are in our course, who show up every training session to follow the training, I appreciate y'all. You all are doing great work. Sophia, great work. Great work. Next week, Michelle and I are going to be giving a course. What is it going to be on, Michelle?
Military freight.
Military freight. And Michelle is going to be our guest instructor next week on how to find and get set up with military freight, because she did the research on it. She found it. So guess what? I'm going to let her give y'all the information and kind of be my co-instructor next week on military freight. So we'll let y'all know when we're going to do that. It'll probably be attached to our dispatch training, since we're going to be doing the dispatch agreement and the profile thing. And then after that, we're going to be let her tell y'all how to find that military freight. Look, y'all, I appreciate y'all so very much. Joshua Belson, how you can contact me? You can contact me through, you can go to mydispatcher.org, or you can go to the RBBSLLC.com and hit me up through the message form there on mydispatcher.org, or you can just give me a call at 866-973-6445. Let me type that in for you. 866-973-6445. Now, don't call me at 10 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. My wife gets real antsy when y'all do that. Who you talking to this time of the night? Don't do that. Okay. Try to call me between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Fridays. Okay, so give me a time because in the mornings I'm dispatching freight. Then I have the load board report and stuff. So then I got to get some breakfast because I am diabetic. So at about 10 o'clock is when it's 10 to 11 o'clock is when my day kind of dwindles down and I got some free time. So after 10 o'clock, before 4 o'clock, it's time to call me. So if you're gonna do that, you can call me right there. That number right there. There it is right there. 866-973-6445. Okay. Or if you want to instant message me, you can go through my Facebook page, Calvin Butler. You'll find me. You can't miss me. See my bald head, everything. And then also you can go to our website at mydispatcher.org. Let me pull that up for you here just a second. You can go to my web. You can go to our National Dispatchers Network website at mydispatcher.org. You see here, where it says "Let's chat." Click right there, and it'll come to me. I'll get it, and just address it to me, and I will answer. Someone said that's good, Michelle. I can get your contact number, and we can practice together. Yeah, we need to do that. We need to do that. Let me give you. Let me show you that right now. Michelle, are you on here twice? Yeah, okay. Michelle and Michelle, right? Okay. All right. See here. You can either call me through the toll-free number or you can what's my 850. I've got two phones. One is for business line and one is personal. My business line is 0933. I just got this new business line, personal phone, 4632. There we go. All right, there you go. That's my other personal business line. All right. So but yeah, give me a call, not tonight. Not tonight, but give me a call like sometime during the daytime, regular hours, and we'll go over and practice some, and it's not much to it. It's just conversational. I mean, you know what you have to present, and just relax and just be conversational with it, and that's all it is. Just be yourself, relax, be conversational. Y'all know me. I be throwing my little off the wall jokes, and I know y'all don't get my jokes, but guess what? I don't care. That's me. When I start singing, I know I know y'all don't like the way my voice sounds, but guess what? I love the way I sound, so I sing sometimes in my training courses and classes and stuff, and on my load board reports and stuff, because that's just who I am. That's me. And the great thing about the most effective instructors and most effective teachers are those who are natural. It's just themselves. They're not trying to, be anything that they're not. So, y'all see me singing and giving these off the wall corny jokes and stuff I be doing. That's me. That's just how I am. Okay. So, and that's what makes it, fun. It makes it, make the material and stuff that I'm getting over to you. It makes it that much more acceptable and easier to assimilate. Okay, because that's just how you want to be. All right. Look, everybody. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, YouTube, all people over on YouTube, and thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it. Don't forget, we'll be back here on tomorrow morning for the load board report, 6 a.m., barring no delays, but I do it. I might come on late sometimes, but I do the load report every morning. So tune in for that. It's live on YouTube. Also tune in to our Saturday broker training. We have dedicated broker training, the broker's hour, every Saturday morning, 10:15 till about 12:15. And of course, every Monday we have franchise training, 7 p.m. and dispatch training on Thursdays, 7 p.m. Thank you all for tonight's how-to dispatch training. And the nice dispatch training was on the script. How much money do you need to move your truck? Or how much do you need to move your truck? That's our script. That's the basis of our script right there. Look, everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank y'all. Hope y'all got a lot out of it. Sophia, get with me tomorrow so we can work on seeing if we can keep those owner operators in your house and not, shuffling them off to somebody else because they trust you. Okay. Their relationship is with you. You really don't want to pass them off to another company. You want to keep them in your company because even if you're putting them with another dispatcher who is working for your company, they are still with you. They're still with your company. And they have given you a commitment to work with you, not a commitment to have you pass them off to another company. Okay? So let's see if we can work to get you up to speed so that you can accommodate those 12 owner operators and start making that good money. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great night. I appreciate y'all so much. Bye, everybody. See y'all next time.